I love this iPhone Air. This is the best phone I've had in a really long time. And that's saying a lot because I just upgraded from the iPhone 16 Pro Max and that phone was pretty tough to beat. This phone feels great in hand, it feels great in my pocket. The design is just so good. Ridiculously thin, it's the only iPhone with the titanium, which gives it that extra polish. It has fantastic hardware in it. It has that beautiful 6.5-inch display, which I think is the sweet spot for my hand size. It's got ProMotion, so it's got 120 hertz refresh rate, up to 3000 nits of brightness in the sunlight, and you can tell it looks so good even in bright light. It has the A19 Pro chip in it, so it is awesome for gaming, runs mobile games like a dream. It's just a really good phone. And even though the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max have the iPhone Air beat in a lot of areas, I still prefer the iPhone Air. Hey everyone, Tech Dad here, and I've been using my iPhone Air for the past 2 weeks, and like I said, I absolutely love it. It's my favorite iPhone. And you should know that I also have the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I have that phone because it's my business phone, my Tech Dad phone, and so it handles all the recordings, and in fact, it's recording this video right now. But I use my iPhone Air for everything else, so this is my day-to-day phone. It's what I carry around all day, every day. From 6 a.m. to night at night, this is my iPhone. And does the iPhone 17 Pro Max have some hardware beats on the iPhone Air? Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, not even close in some areas. The iPhone 17 Pro Max crushes the Air when it comes to cameras, battery, and especially speakers. But with all that said, I still leave my iPhone 17 Pro Max at home, and I use this guy all the time. So in this video, I want to explain these three major differences and how this iPhone 17 Pro Max has such better hardware. But despite all that great hardware, I want to explain why I really prefer the Air, and I think it is the best phone to upgrade to this cycle. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so first, let's talk hardware differences, and let's start with the cameras. And so Apple's website does a really good job of breaking down the camera differences, and you're going to be able to tell some differences, especially if you're a camera guru. So I took my son to the Verizon store the other day to upgrade his phone. He would not get the iPhone Air, and it was specifically because the iPhone Air can't do the 0.5 zoom. So you need that ultra-wide lens to do that 0.5 zoom. The iPhone 17 Pro and even the regular iPhone 17 can do this. But the iPhone Air cannot. It's only got this single camera here. It does not have that ultra wide lens. So you're not going to be able to zoom out to that 0.5 setting. And in fact, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max have way more optical zoom settings. You can see on the Apple website, you can go all the way up to ×8 optical zoom, which is, I have to say, a heck of a lot better than the iPhone Air. Something else you can't do is macro photography. So have you ever noticed if you have an iPhone 17 Pro and you want to take a close-up shot of an object, you'll see that little flower appear in the corner? Well, that means your camera is changing over to a macro shot, which just gives a lot better quality of a shot. Well, the iPhone Air does not do that, so you can't do any macro photography on this phone. And if you're a real big Camera Pro user, you might notice that you can't shoot ProRes film on the iPhone Air. So Apple ProRes is like commercial quality video. It's insanely good. The file sizes are also really enormous. So if I open up my Final Cut camera app on my iPhone 17 Pro Max, you can see I've got options to shoot in ProRes. Well, that does not exist on the iPhone Air. You can't do that. So if you want to shoot commercial quality footage on your iPhone, you're going to need the Pro or the Pro Max. All right, next are the speakers. And so the speaker in the iPhone Air is just a single mono speaker, which a lot of people are really disappointed in, and so am I. But I'm going to talk more about that speaker in just a second. But yeah, the speaker is definitely underpowered in the iPhone Air, and in the iPhone 17 Pro, you got two stereo speakers that support Dolby sound. I mean, they are really good speakers for a phone for sure. And so unfortunately, the Air just took a big hit on sound. And of course, the third big issue is the battery life. And you can see these stats on the Apple website when you compare. The iPhone 17 Pro Max has 39 hours of video playback. The iPhone Air has 27. And obviously, you're going to sacrifice battery life in a phone this thin. And you can get a battery pack for the iPhone Air that is sold by Apple, but that's an extra $100, and it kind of ruins the whole point of the phone being thin because you're going to slap a thick battery pack on the back of this thing. So those are the three major hardware differences. There's also a cooling system inside of the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. I don't know if it's that big of a deal. I do feel some heat coming off of here when I game on this phone, but it's nothing terrible. Well, okay, Tech Dad, if the iPhone 17 Pro Max has all that better stuff, why do you like the Air more? Well, let's talk about that. So the first thing that I love about the Air is the design. It's crazy, ridiculously thin, and I love that. fact, I've been carrying the phone around without a case because I can't stand adding any bulk to it. I just love its design that much. I love how this phone fits in my pocket. When I was carrying around my 16 Pro Max, it was like carrying around a giant brick in my pocket. It was just huge. And so I've really come to appreciate the super thin form factor of this phone. It's just nice. And it's really nice to hold in hand, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max just isn't as good. In fact, it's just a little bit too big. I really can't work on it with one hand at all. It definitely takes two hands to manage that phone. Well, the screen size is just a little bit smaller, and I can actually get things done with one hand. It's really nice. I also like the titanium design over the aluminum. So I know you only have titanium on the rim of this phone, but it still gives it that beautiful shine that aluminum just doesn't have. And the color choices, I think, this year are way better on the iPhone Air. So I know black is very traditional, but man, it still looks really sharp. And that cosmic orange, it's okay, but I'd probably stick to traditional colors. I think the iPhone Air lineup of colors are just snazzier and almost more professional looking. Now, about all those hardware points that I mentioned, I've got some workarounds for those. So the speaker on this phone, I hardly ever actually use it because most of the time if I'm listening to content, I use my AirPods. Now, I do have a white noise app that I was using to sleep at night, and somebody left a comment on my channel and said, hey, just connect it to an external speaker. I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. You can AirPlay and just play that white noise on that speaker, which is actually a heck of a lot better than any phone speaker. So is the speaker bad in this phone? Yeah, but who cares? Most of the time, we don't use the speaker on our phone. One person did comment on my channel and said that speaker calls are really bad. Agreed, but again, I hardly ever do that. If I'm on speakerphone, half the time I'm in my car and I'm using my car speakers. As far as battery is concerned, this thing still lasts all day. So I get up at 6 a.m., it lasts till 9 at night, and I still got about 25% left on this phone, even at that time. So unless you're really using your phone super heavy, if you're gaming on it all day, or if you're filming all day, this phone is not going to do it. But for most of us, we're going to get by just fine on this battery life. 15 hours, pretty darn good. And as far as the cameras go, I do need to use my iPhone professionally for recording, so I did pick up the 17 Pro Max for that. But this phone still films great, and any footage you see in this video where you can see my iPhone 17 Pro Max, that's filmed on the iPhone Air. So it's not like the footage is terrible. It's still a great camera. But if you're really into photos and you want those macro photos, or if you want to take that ProRes film, you're not going to get it done on this phone. Again, I don't know that most of us would care about that. Okay, so that's my rundown on using the iPhone Air after 2 weeks. Absolutely my favorite iPhone of the year, and probably my favorite iPhone ever. It's just got a great design and all the main components that you really want in an iPhone. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. If you enjoy your iPhone Air, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're using it and how you're enjoying it. That's all I got for you. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.